SP file is the topic that I want to talk about for the next 15 to 20 minutes maybe. So you guys created the database last time. When you created the database, the first thing for creating a database was, or one of the first things, was to create a file called as init focus, let us say 1.ora. Focus1 is your Oracle SID. That is the name of your Oracle instance. Okay, so now this file is called as a P file. P stands for parameter. Which file? Init focus1.ora. Where is the location of this file? The location of this file is in the P file directory according to the OFA. And this P file is under admin, under the name of the database, which is focus1, and that is under admin. And this whole thing is under what is called as Oracle base. Oracle base is the main directory. Oracle base is the variable. So this is where the location of P file is. Now many people, according to, as I said, the OFA will keep the P file over here. There is another location of the P file which is under $Oracle home DBS. This is where in earlier days, this is where everybody used to keep their P files. And in earlier days, there was only a P file. There was no SP file, which is what we are going to talk about. Only a P file. And what is the purpose of the P file? All the initialization parameters will be kept inside the P file. Now the total number of initialization parameters from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11, they are increasing. I think they are close to around 300 parameters now. What are those parameters? They are the ones which control the behavior of the instance, behavior of the database. So what are some of the initialization parameters there? Some of the initialization parameters are, can you guys tell me a couple of them? DB underscore name is probably the easiest one. DB underscore name. By the way, all the initialization parameters are case insensitive, so you can put them in uppercase or lowercase. But if you make a mistake in the init.ora file, then Oracle is going to read this file as the very first step before the database is started up, and it will create problems. So it will not even, database will not even start up. So we have to type things very carefully. So the 2-3 parameters I'm going to write. DB underscore name. Give me another one. Instance underscore name. In our case, both of them will be the same thing. I think in our last case, we did not even put instance underscore name. But instance name is what is SGA plus processes, and DB name is the database, which is set of data files and control files and redo files. Another thing, I will tell you, control underscore files. This is a very important initialization parameter that goes inside the init file. And what is there? The list of control files. Any other parameter? User dump destination, core dump destination. Those are the directory names where the Oracle is going to create the background background trace files and all that stuff. So those are certain directories. One of the important parameters is SGA underscore target. There is one more parameter that I want to talk about, is SGA underscore max underscore size. SGA max size and SGA target. Basically, SGA target is the parameter. If it is set to 300 megabytes, then that is going to be the size of my SGA. When my database starts up, your size of the SGA will be 300 megabytes. So these are certain parameters that are kept in the init.ora and many more. And that file is called as the P file. When Oracle is started up, and first thing, how is Oracle started? Oracle is started up using the startup command. Okay, inside SQL Plus, you are going to write a startup command, and that command will be executed by only one specific user. That specific user is called as a sys user. So you must log in as user sys before this startup command is executed. Now this startup command is going to do certain things. It is going to find out the init.ora file from a default location. The default location is that DBS directory, Oracle home /DBS, which I had written earlier. So it will go over there and it will find out, or it will try to find out, the init.ora file. When I say init.ora file, it will find out init focus1.ora. How does it know it has to find out the init focus1.ora? Based on your environment variable Oracle SID. If your environment variable Oracle SID is set to shaker, then it will try to find out a file init shaker.ora. If it is set to something else, it will find out that file. So based on the value of your environment variable Oracle SID, it will try to find out a file, let us say init focus1.ora, where in the DBS directory, which is inside Oracle Home. Oracle Home is a directory where the Oracle software executables are installed. So our job is to keep the init.ora file, or what I call as a P file, over there, or we can keep it here based on the OFA standards, based on the optimal flexible architecture standard. And then the startup process will read first, it will try to find out the file in the DBS directory. If it doesn't find the file, it will not start up the database. It will not start up the database. Then what? Then you can say something like this. You can in fact say startup, and then all the way here you can say Pfile is equal to, and you can give the full name of your init.ora file wherever it is kept. And in our case, it is going to be kept under this directory. So within the single quotes, you are going to write this whole name. Obviously before this, there is going to be Oracle base. So startup P file is equal to this whole file. So now Oracle startup command will go and read this P file. It will read each and every initialization parameter from that file, and based on the init parameters, these are the names, it will start up the Oracle instance, and the startup process will start up. The database will start up, and we will look at the startup process in a little more details in the next section. But database will start up. When I say database will start up, I am actually talking about the instance will get started up. The SGA will be formed, and the processes DBWR, LGWR, PMON, SMON, they will start it up. And then because of that, people will be able to connect and will be able to select from the data in the database files. So that process will happen. As I said, until Oracle 7, we had only the P file. But the biggest problem with the P file was this: if I wanted to change the SGA target from 300 megabytes to 400 megabytes, because I found out that 300 megabytes is not enough, I need to increase the size of my SGA so that the performance will increase, so that a lot of data can come from disk and set it into buffer cache, and the performance will obviously grow. For that reason, I want to change this thing. So the only way we could do this thing was through the shutdown process of the database, changing the init.ora parameter in the P file, and again starting up the Oracle database. So the only way was to shut down the database and start up. So which was not such a good thing, because when you have to shut down a database, obviously there will be a downtime. So Oracle started in the direction that, is there any mechanism that we can use, that we can change the init.ora parameter without shutting down the database? And therefore Oracle introduced another file called as SP file, server parameter file. Okay, server parameter file was introduced, and this file is actually a binary file. P file is a text file, SP file is a binary file. And since it's a binary file, Oracle processes can go and change information. Oracle processes can make changes over there by executing certain commands. So here is how the whole thing works now. So instead of using the P parameter, P file or the init.ora file, we are going to use what is called an SP file. So the process is like this. Obviously the first step is to create the P file. Then once the P file is created, you are going to say create SP file from P file, and P file is equal to, you can give the whole name of the P file, which is this file. Once you execute this command, what happens? A new file gets created whose name we call it by P file in the DBS directory. The default location is the DBS directory. The name of that file is what? SP what init focus 1.ora. This gets created in the DBS directory, which is the default directory. Is that the correct name?
SP focus 1.ora.
Yeah, correct. You are correct. SP focus 1.ora. Server parameter file. Now this file is basically created from the P file. So whatever parameters we have written in the P file are exactly there in the SP file. What is the difference? The difference is that SP file is the binary file. That means you cannot open that in Notepad and cannot make any changes. P file is the text file. That means you can open up in a VI or Notepad, you can make changes. So we create a binary file from the P file, and that binary file is sitting inside the DBS directory. And now what? Because of this binary file, we can fire the commands like this. alter system set SGA underscore target is equal to 400 megabytes. 400 megabytes. Suddenly now 300 megabyte has been changed to 400 megabytes. And okay, one more thing that I would like to mention. Scope is equal to SP file. What is the meaning of scope is equal to SP file? It means this parameter should be changed to 400 megabytes. Where? In the SP file. In the SP file. And now because of that, what happens? Currently your SGA is still 300 because when we started up the database, that time it read the init.ora file and your SGA was set to 300. But now we are changing in the SP file the value of SGA target to 400. So what is going to happen now when we shut down the database? Next time when it is going to start up the database, what is the default behavior? The default behavior is it is going to search for the SP file now. The sequence is like that. It will search for the SP file. If the SP file is not there in the DBS directory, it will search for the P file in the DBS directory. If it is not there, it cannot start up the database. Then you will have to actually mention the name of the P file or the SP file like this. So the default behavior from that point onward is you start up a database, SP file will be found out. In the SP file, what is the value? 400. So next time your database SGA target is 400. As opposed to this now. Instead of saying scope is equal to SP file, if you say scope is equal to memory, it means you are actually changing your SGA right now from 300 to 400. In memory, you are changing the SGA from 300 to 400. And what about the change in the SP file? SP file still remains as 300. So what is the effect now? Effect is that immediately at this time, your SGA grows from 3 to 400. But next time if you start up the database, it will still be again 300 because that is what the value is inside the SP file. So here is the point to remember, that always during the startup process, the SP file is read first. SP file is read first. And now the third option is that scope is equal to both. Both means SP file as well as memory. That means the change would be done in the SP file, and because of that, next time when we reboot, it will be again 400, and immediately right now I am changing the SGA from 300 to 400. So these are the three scope parameters. Memory is immediately changed right now. SP file is make the change in the SP file, so when we reboot the machine, it will be in effect. And both means do both. So right now it will change, and next time also when you reboot the machine it will change. So this is the alter system command, with the help of which we can change the initialization parameter without shutting the database down. That's the key file, and this can be done by the SP file.
What's the difference you're saying shutting down the database and rebooting the system?
Rebooting the system means the computer, the server.
Okay.
See, there's
so if you are just rebooting the server, that a particular downtime we will face in that time.
Yeah, so this is my system here. If I just turn the machine off, obviously the database is going to crash. Okay, before the database kind of crashes, the best practice is to actually fire a command shutdown. When the shutdown command is fired, and we will see the startup process and the shutdown process in a second, but when the shutdown command is processed, the database is properly shut down with what is called as a checkpoint, and we will see that checkpoint also, and then the server can be restarted. So there is a difference between server starting up, which is the operating system issue, and database starting up and shutting down. So database shutdown means only the PMON, SMON, all those processes will go away, SGA will go away, and server is actually the whole thing is off. I don't know if I answered your question. Including the, obviously when the machine is down, no program on that machine is going to run.
So it's better to go for only database, no?
Only go for database. So we are going to shut down only this command, shutdown command and startup command is only for the database. SP file, P file is only for the database.
But you're saying about the server systems. When we reboot the system, when we reboot the server, then only that particular change will...
No, when I use the if I have used the word server, I meant the database server, I guess. Database server is our, the instance. So let me use the correct terminology. SP file is read when the database instance is started up. When we execute the command alter system set SGA target is equal to something, the SP file is, and when the scope is equal to both, SP file is changed. and when we next time restart the database instance, okay, then actually SP file is reread. Our machine is never started, never rebooted in this discussion that we just talked about. Machine is still running. So I don't think I have answered your question. But tell me, I'm not able to answer your question.
Okay, first thing, the basic question, how it takes SP file instead of P file.
Okay. So let me now kind of stop this discussion of SP file with one summary, and then I will go with the startup and shutdown process. SP file is required. It's a requirement from the Oracle that SP file is required if we want to fire a command like this. Because SP file is the binary file, and this command will be changing the actual binary file when our scope is equal to SP file or both. And that SP file is read when we start up the database instance. So for this command, in one line, this command, alter system command, requires you to have an SP file. What does alter system command do? It will change the init parameters value. SP file is required. If we had only P file, this alter system command cannot be fired to change the init.aura parameter.
So to change the initialization parameter dynamically, we use
Yes.
SP file.
To change the init.aura parameter dynamically, we use the alter system command, and alter system command requires an SP file. That is in a nutshell. And now I will come back to the startup command. Chalo, we will start a new topic now.